Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Screen Scene Guru, and tonight I'll be giving you guys an update and gals on entertainment news, things coming out, stories I've heard. So let's get into it. Diving into my movie news journal. Last couple of pages for this journal, so getting to crack open a new one. Starting off, a couple of these stories I've already reported on. I did want to mention there was a Forbes article that was posted for the nation's 250th birthday. It was discussing the 250th greatest innovators, and George Lucas actually made the list. Really exciting news. Star Wars fans, George Lucas made it to number 4 on the 250th top innovators of the U.S. So that's really cool. Love when they mention him in any kind of news article, things like that. Recently we heard the director of The Wrecking Crew, which is out now on Prime Video. He's actually calling for a sequel to be made, which sounds very good. A lot of people really liked Wrecking Crew. I haven't caught it yet. I need to catch up. Big Jason Momoa fan, big Dave Bautista fan. I really like them in the show C on Apple TV. I only got through the first season of that, but I did like the show very much. Let's see. Francis Galapia's Evil Dead Wrath has been confirmed. It's in production. Begins this month in New Zealand, so I'm guessing this upcoming month in March it's going to be in production. So really cool. We've already got the news of Evil Dead Burn is working on, and now they've got another one right after that with Evil Dead Wrath. So that's really fun. Big fan of the Evil Dead franchise. At least I'm a big fan of the Sam Raimi Evil Dead. It's the last couple of them. Not a major fan of, but I'm willing to give them a shot. Spidernoir drops a 1930s style trailer for us, which is very awesome to see. Actually have some physical media to show off. Greyhound 2. It's very interesting. This is one of the Apple TV movies with Tom Hanks about World War II called The Greyhound. It has officially gotten a sequel. This is, I think, the first sequel to an Apple TV movie that has been greenlit. We also got F1, which was a really great Apple TV movie released through Warner Brothers. They've confirmed they are doing a sequel as well, so that's very good news. Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man comes out on March 20th. We've already got an official trailer for it with Cillian Murphy, and we also got Barry Keoghan as his son in the movie, which is very interesting. It looks like he's taking over the gang for Cillian Murphy. Spider-Man Brand New Day teases Grey Hulk and Boomerang on the latest advertisement marketing of a backpack. Paramount Slate, should I say, for 2026. We've already got Primate, was in the theater, and now it's out. The next big Paramount film that's coming out is February 27th. We're going to be getting Scream 7. Very excited about that. Then after that, on March 20th, there's supposed to be a untitled Kendrick Lamar film, which is, I'm guessing, going to be going over his latest album. So that's really cool. Paramount is going into the sort of biopic genre of these artists, and they're going to be making movies about them. After Kendrick Lamar's film, we're going to be getting a Billie Eilish film, which is most likely also going to be about her latest album. We saw that with Charlie XCX. The Moment is currently playing in theaters. That's from A24. So after Billie Eilish's film, also dropping on March 20th, it looks like, we're going to be getting in June Scary Movie 6. Really looking forward to this, guys. And we heard from the Marlon Wayans bros that if Scary Movie 6 does well, they are going to fast track and greenlight a White Chicks 2 and a Don't Be a Menace to Society, Don't Be a Menace to South Central 2. It's very good stuff there. I'm a big fan of both those. So after June Scary Movie 6, we get Jackass 5 from Paramount. Then we get the latest Paw Patrol movie. This is the third Paw Patrol in August. Then in October, we're going to be getting an Avatar, The Legend of Aang animated film. Unfortunately, it's only going to be on the Paramount Plus network, so it's not going to be widely released. That kind of sucks. But after we get the Avatar animated film, we get in October Street Fighter, which I'm really looking forward to, Street Fighter. Then Ebenezer Scrooge, which is the holiday film with Johnny Depp. Very interesting they're doing that. And then to wrap up December for Paramount, we get Angry Birds 3. So very interesting stuff coming out of their slate. We know that they are currently trying to buy Warner Brothers from Netflix. Netflix is fighting to retain the gold, if you will, that is Warner Brothers. Rumor that President Trump will give a UFO speech has been circulating on the news, especially with this latest quip of how Trump is going after Obama for supposedly talking about documents he shouldn't have. It's not confirmed yet, but on the 8th of July is the 50th anniversary of Roswell. So it would be nice if there was some kind of discussion made then. The hype for totally focused on Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man 4. Discussed that before. Craig Mazin. So Craig Mazin, who did the Last of Us TV series for HBO Max, has been greenlit to do a Baldur's Gate TV series. And they're saying the Baldur's Gate series may be after the games. So I'm not well versed on what happens in the games, if there's a story campaign that they follow. But the fact that Craig Mazin is saying the show is taking place after the games gives me very much confidence it's going to be shot like Last of Us. So that could be very cool. Let's see, what else? Friday the 13th happened recently. Big shout out to Crystal Lake being developed from A24. It's going to be dropping on Peacock in December. So by December, we're going to be getting new Jason Voorhees content. Let's see. So yeah, I guess the U.S. Senate tried to block Netflix from acquiring WB, which kind of shows the U.S. Senate might be, more leaning towards Paramount acquiring Warner Brothers. We still have to see how all this settles out in the courts. Really good halftime show from the Bad Bunny. I want to talk about that. I did release a Super Bowl video, so if you guys haven't checked that out already, be sure to check that out. New photos of Super Mario Galaxy. So new character posters dropped, which were really awesome on the internet. Good Omens gets a season 3 coming out from Amazon in May of 2026. We also heard Jason Momoa was cast in the live-action Helldivers movie. So that's happening. PlayStation State of Play announcements a few weeks back. This was the God of War remaster. Sons of Sparta game. Also, SS Rajamani is doing a Vernassia. This is the largest Indian film to date. It has a $150 million budget, which is the most expensive Indian movie ever made. Really cool. And this SS Ramjani was the same person who did Triple R, RRR, and he did The Legend of the Bahubali. So really cool stuff there. Let's see what is going on here. Interview with the Vampire spin-off. The Vampire Lestat is coming this summer. So really cool stuff there. And apparently they're going to adapt the story of Queen of the Damned for the Vampire Lestat. So I'm looking forward to that. NXT SmackDown visited Kennewick, the Tri-Cities. So I wanted to talk about that real quick. They were at the Toyota Center. So it was pretty cool. Elimination qualifying matches. We got tag team title match. Ray Phoenix versus Trick Williams. Trick Williams was on top. So really cool stuff there. John Wick video game was announced, which is pretty cool. Most likely because John Wick is getting a little too old to be in some of these films. So they're getting ready to put him in a game, guys, just like Cyberpunk. Jon Favreau recently showed off a variety of new toys for the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu, which look pretty good. So yeah, a lot of new Star Wars developments. They're apparently doing Obi-Wan Season 2, Skeleton Crew Season 2, and the Book of Boba Fett is also getting a Season 2. A lot of stuff happening with Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau in the helm, in control. We also got a lot of Tubi cartoons coming down the pipe. Coming in March, we're getting a whole lot of cartoons from Cartoon Network. Warner Brothers' deal with Tubi is set to start March 1st. Equalizer 4 with Denzel Washington has been confirmed. It's in development. New Mortal Kombat trailer is supposed to be coming February 25th, so just in a few days. Spidernoir features Lee Jun-Lee as a 1930s Black Cat. So that's really cool stuff going on. We're getting introduced to characters we've never seen live action. Elon Musk claims that Space Force has the same mission statement as Star Trek, to explore strange worlds and to basically go where no man or woman has ever gone before. I think it's kind of a cheap rip-off, them, basically saying they want to make Star Trek real. It's a disgrace to Star Trek fans, the things they're doing in the name of exploration. Charlie's Angels is getting a reboot yet again. I know there was just one a few years ago that wasn't really fans' favorite take on the franchise. So they are indeed doing another one. Brand new poster for Toy Story 5. Dropped the trailer and a new poster. Really cool stuff there from Toy Story 5. Then we got Ahsoka Season 2. Talking about how it's going to be our third Star Wars project of the year. We're going to get Maul, Shadow Lord, Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and then Ahsoka Season 2. 8 episodes. Dan Trachtenberg said that he has plans to do more Predator projects. They actually just greenlit Prey 2. After years, Prey 2 is happening. Wuthering Heights director asked if she could do a Wonder Woman film. She talked about how she wouldn't want to do a DC character that wasn't, something that she personally read. She's not a big DC Wonder Woman fan, I guess. I mean, she just said she didn't read her comics, so she said it wouldn't be in her wheelhouse. I don't know who the director of Wuthering Heights was. I think it's a young, up-and-coming director. Jack Schaefer signs an Amazon MGM deal for 3 years. Jack Schaefer's doing some stuff. Steven Spielberg and Bradley Cooper are reportedly beefing over the last film they shot together, which I believe was not The Pianist, but there was another one that was about Maestro. The Maestro, I guess Spielberg wanted to shoot scenes his way, but Cooper pushed him out, and now they're beefing. We got Budcort, passed away at 71. Fortunately, iconic actor. Vertical Studios acquires the Magician in the Kremlin with Paul Dano, and of course we got Jude Law as Putin. So it's very interesting that Vertical Studios got the rights. Amazon bought Severance from Ben Stiller's production company. So Severance is now owned by Amazon. They're not just distributing it, it's owned now. So that's very interesting. UAP Summit has began to show off data that machines have collected from occurrences around the globe. So that's really cool. George Knapp's, of course, doing the great work of Mystery Wire. The dog whistle is a project to track down UAP where they arrive. So the dog whistle. Star Wars comics news. We got Jar Jar Binks issue number 1. Jar Jar faces the consequences of giving emergency powers to Chancellor Palpatine. So that's really cool. Guest starring Kelleran Beck. So the actor who played Jar Jar is not only going to help Jar Jar, but he's also going to be in the comic. Really cool stuff there. Like I said, Tubi signed a huge deal to acquire Saturday morning cartoons. This includes Courage Cowardly Dog, Animaniacs, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, Dexter's Laboratory, Tom and Jerry, Static Shock, Powerpuff Girls, Justice League, Ben 10, Cow and Chicken, The Batman, Codename Kids Next Door, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. So really cool stuff there. Teen Titans. It also looks like Godzilla Dragon Zord from Playmates, a new toy based on the Godzilla vs. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic book series. There's toys being made. Spider-Gwen and Spider-Punk have movies officially in the works for them from Sony. This is the Spider-Verse branching off. We had heard a few years back that Silk was going to get a series. Silk series, I guess, is canceled. And instead of that, they're going to do Spider-Noir. I don't know why they even advertised they were going to do Silk. Not very many people read her comic, but interesting. They are moving forward with Spider-Noir and Brand New Day. Stephen Amell has been cast in Baywatch as the lead, so that's really cool. They're currently casting for Baywatch, new series on ABC. I mean, it's an old series, they're rebooting it, but they're currently casting. Lioness Season 3 has shot officially. It's just waiting to be released by Taylor Sheridan's release company. The collab that we had heard about years ago of Taylor Sheridan using talent for his series apparently is going to be on Lioness. They're going to have former Yellowstone stars appear on Lioness Season 3, and that's going to be a big collaboration effort that we'd heard rumors about years ago. I had thought they were going to do this on Landman or potentially a Yellowstone spin-off, but it looks like Lioness is going to be the show to get multiple actors, very familiar faces. So yeah, really cool stuff there. We also got live action Oswald. Oh, Oswald the Rabbit, the Lucky Rabbit is happening from Jon Favreau. We'd heard about this a few months ago, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. It was kind of a prequel to the Mickey Mouse. Of course, Walt Disney had hired another artist to make the iconic Mickey Mouse. And at a party, an iconic party, they'd asked Walt Disney to draw Mickey, and he couldn't. He actually handed the napkin over to the artist that drew Mickey. He got offended, I guess, that he couldn't draw Mickey himself, and said, "Oh, why don't you do it? You do the job." And all Oswald could draw was Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, which was kind of funny. But it is becoming a relatively obscure thing coming back. It looks like they might even collab, do a Disney Mickey meets Oswald feature, so that could be cool. I know they've kind of shown them off in the video games as well, the painting games, which are pretty cool, like Kingdom Hearts. Spider-Man 4 trailer is supposed to be coming soon. They haven't released a day of when we're going to get it, but maybe, hopefully, with one of these Sony projects releasing soon. Sabrina Carpenter had a Muppet special that's on Disney+. Super Bowl, they're saying, is going to exclusively premiere on the ESPN app starting in 2027. Super Mario Bros. Reveals A Hatching Yoshi brand new toy. It's going to probably take over the market. Like I said, Prey 2 was announced. Yeah, really awesome stuff going on in the world of entertainment news. Real quick, before I end the video, I do want to show off. I was able to recently pick up Spider-Noir Hard-Boiled Origins. So really awesome comic cover right there. I'll show off the back hard-boiled adventures of the greatest web slinger in the Spider-Verse. In the dark days of the Great Depression, young reporter Peter Parker finds himself forever changed by a spider's bite and resolves to take on crime and corruption as an urban vigilante called Spider-Man. And there's no shortage of foes, from gangland bosses, the Goblin and Crime Master, to pulp-era twists on familiar faces like Kraven and Chameleon, Dr. Octoclops, and more. But will the seductive Flecka Hedry prove friend or foe? Plus, Spider-Man Noir enters the Spider-Verse via an encounter with Mysterio, and shares a spectacular team-up with the six-armed Spidey, and a brand new video comic adventure adaptation for print. So yeah, pretty cool. This is collections of Spider-Man Noir issue 1 through 4. So very interesting stuff here. Just flipping through some of the pages. So interesting that they do call him Peter Parker in this, but we do know for the show they're calling him Ben Reilly, private investigator. So that's pretty cool. Spider-Noir. And like I said, this comic came out a few years ago. It's not too old, but it's very interesting they are adapting it now. Show off a bit of art cover. Spider-Man, eyes without a face. So that was issue 2. Try to find a good picture real quick. Here's another one for issue number 4. Eyes without a face. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Spider-Man Noir. Pretty cool. Also, I was able to get Eddington, which I've been waiting on to check out. This is the Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix movie that came from A24. In May of 2020, a standoff between a small-town sheriff, played by Joaquin Phoenix, and a mayor, Pedro Pascal, sparks a powerful keg as neighbor is pitted against neighbor in Eddington, New Mexico. Writer-director Ari Aster, Hereditary and Midsommar. Fourth feature is a modern-day western, paranoia thriller, and a black comedy in which a righteous showdown spirals into whirlwind of violence. So yeah, really cool stuff there. Show off the back. And this, like I said, is in the A24 slipcover from cardboard slipcover. Really like the awesome mural cover, because I don't think they put that art design on a lot of their releases. Show off, we got Emma Stone, and show off some of the art cards real quick, because these do come with iconic art cards. for these releases. I do have Death of a Unicorn, and I believe Warfare, also from A24. So that's real nice. Let me see. Turn this the right way. So we've got postcards, which are nice. And they have little symbols in the back too, as well. Don't know how well you can see the symbol, but I thought some of these would be like cast postcards, but most of them are just like location sets. So that's cool. Here's a map of like their fake town, which is pretty cool. And yeah, a lot of the art cards are like 1950s style, like the perfect community, perfect establishment, which is nice. But what do you guys think of all the movie scoops and news coming out? I'm sure I'm going to be making another video on more scoops. What do you guys think of Eddington? Have you guys watched it? Do you guys think it's pretty good? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook if you haven't already. Very much appreciate more subscribers coming along over there. Yeah, really cool. Eddington. That was from Barnes & Noble, by the way. And of course the Spider-Noir comic, which I'm going to be diving into very soon. Can't wait. But that'll do it for me. Be sure to stay safe. Have a good one. I'll catch you in my next video. Bye bye.